Hello everybody, it's The Worm. Welcome back to Steins Gate. We are back at it again. Last time we began Chapter 2, and so we're dealing with a whole new set of problems, particularly involving the phone wave. To be frank, it's no longer working. We've tried everything we could think of, and yet it no longer seems to function as it did. In fact, it seems to have reverted back to a normal microwave, which is pretty funny to me. And so, in order to try and find a new way forward, our lord, our commander here, Mr. Rintaro, has decided the best course of action is to hack into CERN. So, he's gone ahead and got Daru on the case, and so I guess we'll just have to see what comes from that adventure. Otherwise, Karisu is MIA, and Mayuri is off doing her own thing, so I guess we'll just have to see what comes next, shall we? Okay. Oh yeah. Looks like I saved the game before making this decision. I think I did this one. So let's do that one again. Yeah, okay. Alright. So, let's continue. I wake up to the twilight sun streaming in through the window. Refreshing breeze blows in, softly brushing my cheek. Daru's exactly where I left him before I fell asleep. He's sitting in exactly the same position. Not much has changed, besides his typing speed. Oh, and now he's muttering to himself. I guess he hasn't had any success at hacking yet. I look around the room, but I can't find Mayuri. Maybe she's not coming today. I guess food-related grudges really do run deep. I stand up and stretch. I don't want to bother Daru, so I don't say anything to him. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and quench my thirst. Then I throw myself back onto the sofa and start browsing at channel on my phone. Do you have... I think it's clearly been said they're both students. College students, right? Or equivalent university, whatever they have in Japan. You don't have to study or do anything? Maybe he's just such a genius that he can just, I don't know, he's able to accomplish anything he sets out to do. Whether it be, making a time machine or writing a report. Who knows? Yeah. And what perfect timing! Titor is currently posting in the thread. John Titor. The Everett Wheeler model is correct. Please look it up to learn more. Well, I may have to do that. It seems they're all still clinging to preconceived notions of time. Time does not simply run from past to future like a car on a one-way street. To be more specific, the laws of causality do not allow contradictions to occur. If the result of an event, the effect, is changed, the event itself, the cause, will also changes to prevent a paradox. Okay? That's why there are so few people who can observe changes in divergence. Divergence being the world line's percent difference from the standard. Then, of course, we get the appropriate internet response. Die troll, you claim to be time traveler without any proof. Yes. Yep. Fair enough. So, is this the story telling me, are these the ground rules we're going to be dealing with here? So I'm still not sure. Are we doing a... Okay. maybe they've already mentioned this, but is it going to be a sort of thing where it's a single timeline, or is it going to be multiple branching timelines? Because I think at the beginning of the game, my speculation was that we were going into branches of timelines. This could be a reference to the whole John Titor phenomenon itself. Because, at least from Rintaru's point of view, we've already had a change, which was the original appearance of John Titor a few years back. And this whole discussion right here could be in reference to that. We've had a change. We're not entirely sure what that change is. And that is, and as a result of that change, the effect, partially, is John Titor's whole appearance is happened years later than it originally did. And Rintaro is one of these few people that is able to observe this divergence. Is there something innate about Rintaro that allows him to observe that change, or is it just chance? What's the explanation for that? I mean, that's if this is in reference to what has already occurred. Okay, let's continue. Stock trends, please. I'm counting on you, Mr. Time Traveler. That's from Anonymous, of course. Kurigohan and Kamehameha. If you can't observe changes in divergence, how can you possibly measure it? Oh, I know. Your time machine has a magical device that measures it for you. Lol, 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 lol. Oh, and you still haven't explained how a research institution conquers the world. Details. Flocks. Also, I think it would be, if I were a time traveler and revealed myself as such, it would be a bad idea to just give random people the stock trends, because wouldn't that, in and of itself, change the future? Oh, well, of course, that's, again, are we dealing with a single timeline, or are we dealing with, alternate realities, alternate timelines, branches, so to speak? Still not clear. Oh noes, humanity is doomed. What has science done? .jpg. While noobs responding seriously to troll thread, this Titor guy's a shitty troll. Hey, here's our boy. Don't you people have anything to offer besides insults? How about contributing to the discussion, plebeian scum? If you assume that time doesn't flow in a straight line, then the idea of time travel is much easier to swallow. Yeah, that's what I was saying. In such a scenario, a time machine traveling to the past doesn't need to fight against the flow of time. I say Titor's points have merit. By the way, Titor, I'd like to know more about CERN. What can you tell us about their current activities? Tell me which horse wins the next Emperor's Cup. I'll bet my entire life savings. Everett Wheeler model, many worlds interpretation. Oh, okay, so that answers that question. So if we go back up here, I wish I could just scroll more easily. Oh wait, no. Clicking just goes down. I want to get the exact way he said it. So, the many worlds model is correct. But that still confuses me to this. I'm still confused about this. If it's a separate... Yeah, this couple statements I'm not understanding. If it's a separate timeline, then... what is it that is changing exactly? I mean... I may need to see an example of this before I understand exactly what it's saying. Because I was thinking he was talking about a single timeline, but okay, let's continue. Okay. What's with all the stupid name tags? This Hoing Kyoma is more annoying than Titor. You call yourself John Titor, but you're fluent in Japanese. Writing in English would at least make more sense, or writing English would at least make it seem more realistic. You can't do English, can you? Can I ask you a favor, Titor-san? My mom died last year in the Shibuya earthquake. If I stop my mom from leaving home, then I can undo her death. So please, lend me your time machine. You're gonna believe this time traveler lol without proof? Are you an idiot? Alright, next John Titor post. No one seems particularly interested in what I said about time not flowing in a single direction. That's proof that your preconceptions are deeply ingrained. Honestly, it bothers me that you simply accept that as a truth. As the truth, even. I'm starting to understand why CERN was able to take over so easily. Whenever a major event causes divergence to change, the timeline is reconstructed to prevent paradoxes from occurring. For example, let's say that a major event causes this world line to diverge into a new world line. Let's call it world line B. Okay, I'm following you. I'm following you so far. On world line B, I'm afraid to say @channel never existed. As the timeline is reconstructed, all of your memories of reading and posting on @channel will disappear to be replaced by memories of you doing something else. This is very strangely relevant to another game that I play that I will not say, because that would give it away. But it's funny to me that this is not a new idea to me. Okay. So, okay, this is something that maybe you guys can make more clear for me. Let's say that a major event causes this world line to diverge into a new world line. Okay, I get it. Like, something simple. I chose to go to work that day. Time traveler goes back, causes me to not go to work that day. But just bam. Two different timelines. I get it. Okay, new timeline. Now, but here's... So, is he saying the specific event... Is the specific event that causes the new world line some kind of event that causes @channel to have never been invented or created? Or is @channel never existing incidental to that event? I hope that made sense. Because the way it's worded here, it kind of feels like this major event is entirely separate to the existence of @channel. But that doesn't really make sense to me. But I get this concept. This is fine. Oh, but here's another thing. Well, hang on. Is there more? Okay, let's see. Let's read more. In other words, by changing the present, you change the past. I wrote about CERN yesterday. The only thing I can say is that you must not believe their lies. They have already succeeded at creating micro black holes. Okay, here's another question I'm curious about. If this is something... So I asked for clarification here. I think I want that clarification, if you'd be willing to give it to me. But here, I feel like this might be something that is explained in the future. So if it's something that explained, don't tell me. But here's something else I'm curious about. The timeline is reconstructed. All of your memories of reading and posting will disappear to replace my memories of doing something else. Yeah, I get that. But is that saying that it's only their memories that are changed? Or is it the whole reality has changed all the way through? Like, it physically never happened? Or is it just, you know, no one would know, but they still did post in Read On That channel, it's just they don't remember doing so. I'm curious about that. I mean, yes, and then just by consequence, you would change the present. Or you'd... Okay, wait, no. In other words, by changing the present, you change the past. No, I wish John Titor was more specific. So what do you mean? So by changing the... Okay, so I guess this goes to here. He's saying time not flowing in a single direction. Okay, so changing something in the present changes the past. Okay, that's definitely not, I'm not sure I get that. Okay, so this might be something new I'm not aware of. Well, I guess this goes to, what is it, space-time? Where they're saying, like, fourth dimensional... If you were, let's say, a fourth dimensional entity, you could... I've heard it say time could be something almost like, well, it could be almost like space, as in, similar as how in space, like if I can just walk to somewhere else, time, if somehow operating on the fourth dimension or something like that, time could work similarly, where you could just walk back in time or something like that. So I guess that this statement reminded me of that idea, time not flowing in a single direction. Okay, this is just something I'm not... I can't really conceptualize all that well, but I think I get the general idea. I don't understand the minutiae or the... Okay, let's just keep going. Here's our boy again, responding to Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha. I desire only to quench my intellectual thirst, unlike you close-minded fools. I will reserve judgment until after I've heard what Titor has to say, and then I will make contact with Titor and acquire his time machine for myself. The great mad scientist Hoin Kyoma will have the last laugh. Suck it, sleazebags. Keep it classy, Rentaro. Alright, tell me stock prices or fucking die. I don't believe until you tell me. Good to see the internet is, maintaining itself. Kurigohan Kamehameha. That's not restructuring the world, you idiot. That's altering people's memories. Who the hell can alter memories of nearly 6.7 billion people? Do you not even realize how stupid, or do you even realize how stupid that sounds? I think I would have noticed if someone went and screwed with my brain. And what does any of that have to do with many worlds interpretation to some research? Lol, micro-black holes, lol, 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 lol. That was part of my questioning there. Wait, the future's a wasteland? That means I can be a road warrior and ride a mod buggy, right? I'm gonna go get me a mohawk and a window where I can buy spiked shoulder pads. I think you have to make those yourself, bud. Although, who knows? I'm sure there's people who make those. I checked CERN's homepage. It says they've been experimenting since 2009. Can they really make black holes? What the hell's gonna happen? Does Titor have a mohawk? God, that's so fucking moe. Are you implying our brains create the world? Are you saying that the universe is a giant tree and we're branches or something? That's some Ava level bullshit right there. Go back to 2036. Is this how you reply to a specific person? Thank you for showing me. Reconstruction of the timeline and alteration of people's memories. I think they're essentially the same thing. Why are you so intent on saying they're different? With a few exceptions, nobody can keep their memories across world lines. They are reconstructed along with everything else when the divergence changes. What's a road warrior? That was a lot. In fact, I need a drink of water, I think. Who is this? Is this Ferris? It sounded a bit like Ferris, but I'm not sure. I'm immersed in a heated internet argument when an unfamiliar voice interrupts me. Ah. It is... What is your name? You are Amane Suzuha, and you are the one who applied for a position in the CRT store downstairs. Yes. The door opens and a girl peeks inside. And you're the one whose voice I think I recognize. I recognize her. It's the girl I met yesterday at the Brawn Tube workshop. When our eyes meet, she smiles. Daru's typing gets even faster. Looks like he's in the zone. It would be a bad idea to disturb him with our voices. I nod to the girl and hurry outside. What is this girl's name again? I think it was something like, Aruma? Or Amore? Oh, right. Amane Suzuha.
今、我が相棒である天才が重要なミッションを遂行中なのだ。邪魔をしたくない。君たちって何してる人？前も言ったはずだ。俺たちの秘密に踏み込めば、貴様も危険に巻き込まれる可能性があると。未来ガジェット研究所って言うんだよね。なぜ知っている？俺は説明した覚えはないぞ。まさか貴様、機関のスパイ？
I raise my guard and spring into a praying mantis stance. But Suzuha just stares at me blankly.
下のポストにそう書いてあった。そうか。
Does he really have that on his mailbox? I lower my guard. Why didn't she just say so?
知られたからにはしょうがない。簡単に説明しておこう。ただし、これは他言無用だ。
Suzuha nods firmly. Is it just me, or are her eyes gleaming?
我ら未来ガジェット研究所は世界を影から操る闇の機関に対抗し、その支配構造を破壊するために活動しているのだ。
It's funny to me that, at least as far as the game's gone so far, more and more, I guess the organization is meant to be CERN. Of course, it seems like that wasn't Rentaro's idea. It's just, that's the one organization we keep coming back to.
その闇の機関ってセルン?
Oh. Okay. Now you're bringing it up too.
そうだな。おお、やっぱそうなの？あいつら抱きすべき連中だよね。
Where is this coming from? She nods to herself for some reason. And contemptible? I thought I was the only one who uses words like that in normal conversation.
なぜ？俺たちが今まさにセルンにハッキング中だと知っている。
Rentaro, you just can't help but put your foot in your mouth, huh?
たの？今？
Me and my big mouth.
いいからこちらの質問に答えろ。なぜ俺たちとセルの関係を知っている？それは。いや実は昼間話し声を聞いちゃってさ、ここに立つと窓から聞こえてくるわけ。
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. The window. Come to think of it, it was open, and Daru and I were talking loudly. Yeah, no, I'm not buying that. But can you really hear us from here? I look up to the second floor. The window's still fully open, but I can't hear a thing. I guess Daru's working quietly. I look down. There's an unfamiliar bicycle parked in front of the Braun Tube workshop. One of those mountain bikes. Its frame is all sparkly, and its tires mostly clean. It's probably new. It looks pretty fast, but whose is it?
私、昨日からここで働き出したんだけど。
Suzuha opens the Braun Tube workshop door with a wry smile.
これが予想以上に暇でさ。今日だけで4、5回は外に出たね。客来ないかなーって店の前で索敵しちゃったね。
Reconnoiter. Now there's a word you don't hear in casual conversation. I'm pretty sure it means to perform reconnaissance, to scout an area and gather intelligence. She's some kind of secret agent. My bet is a time traveler, but, you know, I suppose if one is a time traveler, they could be a kind of secret agent. I follow Suzuha into the store.
その時に2階から君たちの話し声が聞こえちゃったわけよ。気になってついネットで調べちゃった。セルンの黒い噂についてもバッチリ知ってるよ。
Damn, we were careless. Looks like we need to close that window when we discuss sensitive matters from now on. But if we do that, the lab will turn into a scorching hell. Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
とにかく絶対に他言無用だぞ。
Or else men in black will raid us. Well,
わかった。これでも口は硬いから任せといて。
That's actually, I mean, okay, we're pretty dang sure the phone wave's a time machine now, right? I mean, if it's not a time machine, it's a teleporter. So either way, having Men in Black raid you at this point is not... That's not crazy. So, fair enough, Rintaro. Suzuha grins and thumps her chest confidently. All is quiet inside the Braun Tube workshop. That gigantic TV isn't on. Mr. Braun's not here either.
店長はどこへ？たった今、君のテレビの修理が終わって出てったよ。
He probably went to see the chipmunk. Chipmunk? Is that, the only thing I could think of, is that his daughter? Or is that something else entirely? He disappears during business hours every now and then. Whenever I ask him where he goes, or where he's going, he always says something like, I'm picking up my beloved daughter from... Well, that just didn't work. He always says something like, I'm picking my beloved daughter up from school, or my beloved daughter has a cold, with a huge grin on his face. He dotes on her too much. It probably just annoys her. Anyway, just how irresponsible can you be to neglect work to see your daughter? Well, it depends on the, well, two things. It depends on how urgent the situation is. And clearly, it's the store isn't doing a lot of business. And it's also his store, so he can do what he wants. He used to put a back soon sign on the door whenever he left, but now he has Suzuha to take care of things while he's gone.
つうわけで、直ったテレビはこれね。
Suzuha lightly taps the TV on the counter.
お代は1000円でいいってさ。
Damn manager. I bet he gave it to us just so he could charge us repair fees. I reluctantly take a bill out of my wallet and hand it to Suzuha. She takes out a receipt. Apparently it was already written out.
毎度あり。じゃあ持ってっていいよ。
まさか一人で持っていけと？
え？違うの？持ってきた時も一人だったんでしょ？
Don't you know it takes 10 times more effort to go upstairs than down? Defying gravity is no easy task, woman.
手伝ってもいいけど、そっか。もう力仕事も女がやる時代か。
Yeah, uh-huh. What was that you said earlier? Tight-lipped, you said? Okay. She mutters, her tone pensive. How sarcastic of her.
誰も貴様に手伝ってもらおうなどとは思っていない。というより、貴様のような女子に手伝ってもらうことなど、この俺のプライドが許さん。
Hold the thought, Suzuha. Lukako, eh? How you doing? Lukako made some sweets. I baked cookies today. I had everyone in my family eat some and got their seal of approval. Would it be okay if I bake some for your lab friends, Master? Oh, and it would be great if you could teach me some more techniques with Samadare. Whenever you have time. P.S. Is that the sword? P.S. I managed 10 practice swings today. Well, my goodness. Man, what a thing to say, to do. Let's see here. Well done. We warmly welcome your refreshments. In fact, you can come cook for us every day if you want. I'll even probably with a maid uniform. Okay. You sure get along with your family. How many family members do you have anyway? Daru keeps insisting that shrine maidens should come in pairs. What was that? Time. You mustn't depend on me. Remember, all things come to an end. Every meeting heralds a parting. I can't hide from the organization forever, and the seal on my arm grows weaker by the day. When I'm gone, you'll have to take care of yourself. Okay. Well, that's kind of sad in a way. This one is, well, I mean, it's taking this nice gesture and kind of trying to make it an obligation or something. I'm not sure I like that. I mean, you know, if someone's giving you a gift, accept the gift and be gracious about it. Don't try to make it an obligation. That just doesn't seem right to me. And this one doesn't really answer the question, but this would give us some more information. So, I'm more partial to this response. Let's try this one. Mail sent. Okay. Wow. Oh, that's what she said. Applause.
今の男らしいじゃん。私惚れちゃうかも。
騙されるものか。貴様、嘘をついているな。
なんで嘘って思うの？
それはこの俺の能力の一つ、カラーリングジェントルマンが反応したからだ。
Wow. That's incredible. This power allows me to see through lies. Liars appear to glow red, then they die.
能力？
Suzuha's eyes pop, but then she clears her throat as if to hide her surprise.
それって超能力的なもの？
When I nod, she whispers into my ear.
あのさ、君みたいな能力者って他にもあまたにいるわけ？
いるわけがなかろう。この俺がスペシャルなのだ。
Had to say that the special part in English to make it extra special. I thrust my chest out as far as possible to display my majesty.
そっか、あまたにはいないのか。びっくりした。でもいるって時点ですごいな。やっぱセルンのせいで退化したのかな。
Uh-huh. After muttering some nonsense to herself, she finally nods in understanding. Are you John Titor? For a little while, I was thinking maybe it was her. She was asking about it, and it was after the same computer that John Titor was.
でもさ、戦闘になれば相手の嘘を見抜く力なんて意味なくない？
I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm thinking either Suzuha or Kiryu Moeka. One of them is John Titor, I think. That's my guess. I don't know which though. I mean, we haven't really interacted with Moeka enough to know, or to get a sense of her beyond the initial impression. So I'll have to wait to see that.
やっぱ1000メートル級の長距離狙撃を命中させられるとか、いかに効率よく相手の関節決められるかとかの方が重要だと思うな。
What the hell is she talking about? Is she survival game otaku? Oh wait, I want to go here. Survival Airsoft, a mock battle using air guns primarily played outside in the mountains. Participants generally wear camouflage. Does Japan have a airsoft? A big airsoft scene? Huh. Interesting. No, wait. Don't tell me.
貴様、さては機関のヒットマンだな。ミス・ゴルゴというコードネームで呼ばれているだろう。誰に雇われた？
いや、誰にも雇われてないし。っていうか、ゴルゴって何？
She's trying to gloss things over with an insincere smile. Her confusion is suspicious. That reminds me, I think I remember her saying some awfully disturbing things when we first met yesterday.
ちなみにさ、君の能力って他にもあるの？
Did she? It's actually been a while for me. I think at one point I mentioned that it's been kind of, I had a break where I was, from when I recorded the first few episodes. I have to go back and check what she said. I don't remember.
あったとしても、俺を殺しに来たヒットマンに教えるものか？
君を殺しなんてしないってば。
己の能力を他人に教えるなど、自殺行為にも程がある。力は秘めたるもの。相手に悟られぬよう使ってこそ、初めて最大限の効果を得られるのだ。
ケチ。
なんとでも言え。
Burning tension runs between us. Our eyes meet. Invisible sparks scatter. I got more mail. Aha, it's her again. Shining finger. Por favor. Okabe-kun. I want you to reply to me already. I've been waiting, you know, and please tell me the Super Haka's address when you can. If we don't get cracking, someone else might get to the IBN 5100 first, Moeka. I like how there's not even... it's not even a choice of whether you want to reply or not. Rintaro just firmly refuses to reply, and I respect that. And then an email arrives to break the stalemate. I turn my attention away from... Oh, wait. This ringtone is starting to piss me off. It's most likely from that male demon, Shining Finger. I can tell without even checking. Tch, this is getting ridiculous. She's got some stalker qualities, and maybe split personalities. Yes to the first bit. I don't know about that. I don't know about the second thing. I shouldn't have given her my address. I agree. I look at Suzuha and see her lying on the counter. She's playing with something in the palm of her hand. It looks like a small metal pin. Anyway, how can she be this lazy on her second day? I Love CRTs was a lie too, wasn't it?
なんか渋い顔してるね。死亡通知でも来た？
あ？
Yeah, what is that?
例えだってば。
Something tells me this is not necessarily a reference to a specific manga/anime. Although it could be. But, I mean, if this comes up again, I have some thoughts. Just hearing this, I have some thoughts. But I'm not necessarily ready to give them until it's a bit more substantial. She was just wondering if I got a death notice? How can she say that with such a straight face? And what the hell is a death notice anyway? Do those even exist?
嫌な知らせでもあったのかって聞きたかったわけ。
Remember, tight-lipped people. Self-proclaimed tight-lipped.
似たようなものだ。
This girl is hard to get a handle on. I really shouldn't let my guard down around her.
IBN5100 というレトロ PC にやたら執着している女がいてな。
Wow, you really do have a big mouth, huh? Suzuha leaps up as soon as I speak.
IBN5100?
知っているのか？
あ、うん。
そうか。IBN5100 の都市伝説は有名だったのか。
Maybe that retro PC is more popular with female otaku than I thought.
そうそう、都市伝説で知った。君はどの程度まで知ってんの？
IBN5100 を実際に探し回ってみたが、結局秋葉にはなかったというオチは知っている。
そっか。そりゃそうだよね。
何か知っている口ぶりだな。
いや、知ってるような知ってないようなって感じかな。私は知らないけど、遠い知り合いが知ってて、それをちらっと聞いたことがあるみたいな。
Uh-huh. Another insincere smile. I'm starting to think she's not a very good liar. You can tell she's lying whenever she smiles like that. Sure enough, she doesn't offer any other information. She just keeps that insincere smile plastered on her face.
貴様、何者?
Suzuha falls back down onto the counter with a deep sigh. She looks up at me from that position.
IBN5100 についてのさ、興味深い情報教えてあげようと思ったのにな。そんな目で見られたら教える気なくなっちゃった。
そもそも俺は IBN5100 になど興味はない。
I'm more concerned with CERN right now. Solving one of Akiba's mysteries won't change anything about the ruling structure of the world, after all. Oh, so you say, Rentaro. But I have a feeling it may just be so.
貴様を信用できる要素が一つもない。その面白い情報が真実であるかどうかもわからない。
うわぁ、そこまで言う？確かに私、挙動不審だけどね。
Well, I'm glad she realizes it.
じゃあさ、
教えないけどヒントだけあげるよ。そんで分かりそうで分からないもどかしさに身もだえちゃえ。実は IBN5100 には隠された機能があるんだよ。
A hidden function? That reminds me. I'm pretty sure that John Titor from 2000 said something like that. I searched through my memories.
確か IBN5100 には独自のプログラミング言語がどうたらこうたら。
嘘。なんで知ってんの？なんで
I only vaguely remembered, but looks like I hit the mark. I grin.
能力名サイズハング。俺は貴様の心の内を読み取ることができるのだ。
何それ？反則。
For some reason, Suzuha covers her face with both her hands. She opens her fingers just enough to peek at me. That's not enough to escape from my power.
すべてはお見通しだ。アマネスズハ。観念するがいい。
とにかく IBN5100 には隠された機能があるの。 APL やベーシックが普及する前に書かれた IBN の独自のプログラミング言語も解読できちゃうのってさ、驚愕だと思わない？
Okay, let's see what this is. APL, BASIC, short for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code, a beginner's programming language frequently used in the 1970s. And then APL is short for a programming language introduced in 1964. So this is before both of those things. Now I remember. John Titor said the same thing in 2000, and right after that, an IBM engineer officially admitted to that function's existence.
今や IBN5100 でしか解読できない失われたプログラミング言語があったりするんだよ。
The reason Titor traveled to 1975 to obtain an IBM 5100 was because he needed that function. Maybe Moeka wants to use it too. Or maybe not. Shining Finger doesn't seem like the type who'd know about that sort of function.
だから IBN5100 ってすっごくレアな PC なの。
While talking, Suzuha keeps dropping her glance to the metal pin in her hand. She rolls it around with her fingers. I guess that's a habit of hers. So, IBM 5100s are super rare? Maybe if I get one, I could sell it for a high price. That could be a good way to raise research funds. But first, I have to deal with CERN. Okay. Can I can't bring up the menu. So, I was gonna stop there, but let's go a bit longer. Okay, John Titor stuff. Life in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There's no travel, no internet, no railroad even. Most people never see another town, let alone a city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress. Technology belongs only to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There's none of the conflict you see in this era. There's no war. How is that possible? How did CERN resolve the situation in the Middle East? Yeah. What have you got against world peace? Sounds to me like CERN's doing humanity a favor. This Titor's guy stole a time machine from CERN, didn't he? He's the bad guy here. Die in a fire, terrorist scum. The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. How scandalous. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist style of government. Uh-oh. Except now that system works flawlessly. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Right now, you should be asking yourselves, how is that possible? How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without any discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I am here. Yes, I am a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there is no denying that our actions are a kind of terrorism. Hey, anyone want to hear... Oh, excuse me. Hey, anyway, I want to hear more about the Many Worlds interpretation. You said it's proven by 2036. How? I knew you were a terrorist. How many have you murdered? What if my kids are among them? Maybe I should kill your father. Protect the future. Stop beating around the bush. Give us answers. You're not one of those old men who participated in the student riots, aren't you? Or you are one of those old men who participated in the student riots, aren't you? Filled your head with a bunch of bullshit and now you can't tell delusions from reality, am I right? Delicious nationalist tears, lol 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 lol. CERN probably figured it out. They've got the time machine to experiment with, right? Here's our boy. That would make you no better than Titor. If you're willing to face the consequences, then go right ahead. Titor question. Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? Did you find an IBN 5100? Is John Titor plugging for the commies? I thought that went out of style years ago. I thought Titor was crazy, but this Hoying guy is even crazier. Get a room, guys. Lol. World War III, Lamau. Isn't there supposed to be an IBN 5100 in Akiba? As I've already explained, my goal in this time is to change the future. I'm posting here to warn you of what's going to happen. Perhaps convergence will render my efforts meaningless. But if even one person pays attention, that's enough. Convergence. Did he mention that before? We got divergence before, but now we have convergence. I don't think he's explained convergence, or maybe I'm forgetting. If I've forgotten, you could let me know. World War III, is that something I said on a different world line? I would like to talk to you in private. Please email me when you have time. Of course, if anyone else would like to email me, feel free. Serious inquiries only, please. All I've been getting is hate mail. Here's my address once more. Okay. We're gonna call it there. My throat is getting very sore. Alright. We've had a lot of John Titor today, and a lot of Suzuha today, and a lot of concepts that I'm gonna have to think over in the meantime before the next episode. In any case, I've been The Worm. This has been Steins Gate, and I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.